Hi, my name is Nicole Palatas, and today I'm here to discuss machine-based training. Machine-based training is an excellent way to train clients. This type of program is versatile, easy, and productive. And today I will be discussing the effectiveness of machine-based training, research on machine-based training, potential side effects on machine-based training, and then I will provide a week-long sample plan for a client. And I hope by the end of this, you will want to use machine-based training techniques for your future clients. So let's get started. So what is machine-based training? In the simplest definition, it is any exercise machine that is used for physical exercise. So some examples of this could be the treadmill, the elliptical, the leg press, the lateral pull down, or the chest press. And there's so many more as well. And then some pros to using machine-based training is that it is safer to use, it has design flexibility, it is easy to use, and it has a bearing resistance. So how effective is training with machines? Well, number one, according to acefitness.org, it places resistance on contractile muscle. So there are two basic structural components of muscle. The first one is the elastic component of muscle, which is responsible for providing shape and transmitting forces from one section of muscle to the other. And the second one is the contractile muscle. And this element of muscle is responsible for controlling muscle contractions. And so improving muscle size and strength requires using external resistance to stimulate contractile element and to become capable of generating higher levels of force. So machines are actually extremely effective of achieving this outcome. The second reason is that it controls path of motion for application of mechanical overload. So what is mechanical overload? Mechanical overload is the amount of physical force placed on a muscle, and it is essential for stimulating muscle growth. And so being able to control the path of motion and place the greatest amount of force where a muscle can be its strongest can be a safe way to apply the overload necessarily to stimulate muscle growth. It also, another effective way that is training with machines is that it creates metabolic overload. So, metabolic overload occurs when a muscle works to a point of momentary fatigue and it does not have the energy to generate another contraction. So, muscle growth occurs either as a result of mechanical or metabolic overload. And machines provide the safest and most time efficient means of being able to perform drop sets to the point of complete fatigue, which measures that all fibers in a particular muscle have indeed been engaged. Another reason is how training with machines is effective is that it's time efficient for circuit training. So, circuit training requires transitioning from one exercise to another with a minimal amount of rest, and this can be effective for creating both a mechanical and metabolic overload for your clients. One of the biggest examples I can think of is if you go to Planet Fitness or if you've ever been to Planet Fitness, they actually have a room that's specialized for circuit training. And if you go in that room, every single machine in there is basically um, every single piece of equipment they have in there is basically a machine. And it's easy to use, new clients can use it. And then I think they have a timer at the top and it changes and then they move on to the next one. And lastly, it strengthens bones and muscles. So the mechanical forces that result in muscles becomes stronger, and they also help to increase mineral density, leading to stronger bones that are more resistant to an injury in the event of a fall or an athlete injuring themselves, anything that has to do with falling. So, research on machine based training. There have been many research studies regarding the effects of machine based training, but there were two studies that I found in particular that were interesting. So the first study discussed was about using machines or free weights for resistance training for male beginners. And the study conducted involved 36 males, and all these people don't have experience with exercising, and their age range from 18 to 45 years old. And participants engaged in a 10-week program. So some participants only did machine-based training, others did free weight training, or they did both of them. And they looked specifically at 3 variables. So they looked at the change in muscle, the strength, and the functional ability. And the studies concluded that regardless, there was a positive result in all training programs, and all programs saw an increase in all 3 of the variables tested. The second study discussed was specificity on machines, barbell, and water-filled log bench press resistance training on measures of strength. And the study focused on comparing the effects between a machine bench press versus 2 free weight bench presses. And the study included 49 men, and it also took place over a 10-week program. And men took place in a pre/post test to assess the results. And it was actually indicated that using a machine bench press was 8% higher than that of the barbell or the log bench press. So both these studies indicate a positive correlation between strength/muscle and using machine-based training. So side effects of machine-based training. Well, the first one is they don't necessarily help improve balance/coordination. Most machines require a client to sit down or lie down, and due to this, they're not engaging in their vestibular system. Their vestibular system is what allows someone to maintain balance when standing in an upright position. If you're using a machine and you're lying down or sitting on it, you're not engaging in that vestibular system. And so you're probably not benefiting if you're trying to improve balance or coordination. The second one is overtraining. This occurs when clients ignore their body's signs of tiredness, stress, and overreaching. And the body goes into kind of a shock and performs even worse. And the third one is upset muscle activation. I actually found this in the book, and it states that athletes that use machine-based training too much can actually upset the muscle activation process compared to free weight training. Machine-based training, you are focusing more on one muscle at a time, unlike free weight training, where you'd use multiple muscles at a time. So if you're machine-based training all the time and you're focusing on just this one muscle and you're using it all the time, it's probably going to mess up with your muscle activation, especially if you're an athlete. So here I have a sample training program that I did, and I did a week-long sample training program. So I did Monday through Sunday, and each day I have my client doing some sort of cardio, whether it be the treadmill, the bicycle, the elliptical, or the stair stepper. And each day I have my client varying from different exercises. On Monday, I have them focusing on arm exercises. On Tuesday, I have them focusing on their core exercises. Wednesday, I have them doing leg exercises. And then I actually have them repeating this into the next day. And I have them all set at different weights that I think are good for people who are just beginning a new training program. And I have the sets and reps all at 4 sets and 10 reps each. And then if you go to the other slide, it shows Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I have the same exact thing, but Sunday I have it more as a rest day to allow those muscles to heal. So in conclusion, I think that this is a great program for training clients. I think it's especially good for training new clients who don't know a lot about exercising and might want to train a specific muscle area. It's proven to be effective, there's research to back it up, and it is good for people with specific goals. So thank you. And if anybody has any questions, please let me know. And then here is my works cited page.